Hello everyone, and welcome to the C++ Beginner Series. In this series, we'll be covering the basics of Visual C++ using Visual Studio Community 2015, which you can download from the Visual Studio website for free. I will try to make these videos unscripted. That way, if I make any mistakes along the way, I can show you how to debug them as well. So first, let's get started by creating an empty project. So we'll go to New Project, Empty Project, and we'll call it Tutorial 1. So once this is created, in the Solution Explorer, you'll see that you have 4 folders in here. The only 2 folders that you really worry about is the header files and the source files folder. So the source files will have all the CPP files that you have. The header files are going to have all the .h files. But for now, let's just make an entry point for our program. And in C++, the entry point is always in the .cpp file. And for this, we'll create a new item, .cpp, and let's just call it main. Of course, you can call it whatever you want it to be called. So in main, and in C++, the entry point is always called main, lowercase m. So let's say int main, and then return 0. And this is pretty much the simplest program that you can make in C++. It just goes into the entry point and it exits with a 0, and that's it. So if we try to run it, as you can see, a black box popped onto the screen and then disappeared right away. So let's introduce how we can output strings onto the console. For this, we need to include diostream. And this contains a lot of helpful tools for us to get input from the console and output strings to the console as well. So what we can do is say std : and then cout. You need the 2 arrows pointing towards cout, not count, and this will say hello world. And this is it. If we try to run our project now, it popped in, but it disappeared right away again. So to keep this from happening, to stop it from happening, you just need to say std cin dot get. And this will be it. If we try to run it now, it will say hello world, and as you can see, it stopped closing the console right away. This is because cin, what it does is that it's waiting for a user input. So if I try to just press enter, for example, that's it, it will exit the program. So this is just a rough introduction to how to make the entry point for C++ and how to start with your programs. I will try to make more videos in the future, going more in depth. I also want to get a bit into SDL, because I haven't used SDL since 1.11, I believe, and SDL 2.0 is out. It seems like an interesting library, so I'll try to make a few videos about that too. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.